Salakia, continue. It was saying, it was talking about the eyes and vision. One example, oh, I read that already. Blind individuals who have tried these artificial retinas have been amazed that they can see colors and outlines of images. It is only a matter of time before we have artificial retinas that can rival human eyesight. And beyond that, it may be possible for an artificial retina to see colors corresponding to things that are invisible to the human eye. For example, people are often buried, Salakia, often burned in the kitchen because a hot metal pot looks identical to a cold one. This is because our eyes are incapable of seeing infrared heat radiation. But artificial retinas are goggles and goggles can be constructed that can easily detect it, such as night vision goggles used by the military. So with artificial retinas, a person may have the ability to see that heat signature and also see other forms of radiation that are invisible to us. The supervision in turn may prove invaluable on other Salaki, on other planets. On distant words, Salaki, on distant world conditions will be radically different. The atmosphere may be dark, hazy, or obscured by dust or impurities. It might be possible to create artificial retinas that can see through a Martian. I'm gonna skip that because, like I said, they still in the mindset they going to all these different planets. Let me find that scripture where he said he sets up boundaries. Bear with me for a second. Salakia, continue. This is one, because like I said, Esau feels that he's gonna just his name gonna live on forever. Yeah, that's not the case. Book of Acts, chapter 17, 26. And this is going to Stephen. I'm gonna start at 24 though. Acts 17 and 24. Yahweh that made the world and all things therein, seeing that He is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Verse 25. Neither is He worshipped with men's hands, as though He needed anything, seeing He giveth to all life and breath and all things. Verse 26. And made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. So basically, he's saying he's setting up. That's why the brothers always go into. Every nation has a time to rule. You know what I mean? Even we had a time to rule, and most nations fucked it up. That's why every kingdom, no matter how spectacular it was, how they talk about how spectacular Egypt was, but where's it now? How spectacular Babylon was. They said that Babylon had floating gardens. You know what I mean? While they talking about, shit can't be compared to today to back then. But I ain't never seen no floating garden fucking here. Now you explain that to me. They can't even fucking give you an example of it. They draw pictures of it. Now explain that shit. Anyhow, so actually, and when you take time to really think about it, in actuality, we are more dumbed down. You know what I mean? People were probably more, of course, they were wiser. You know what I mean? You ever seen like an old Southern woman, like people like to call them? I ain't never had a big mama, but somebody's grandmother that's up in age, but got a whole bunch of wisdom, but ain't really never did nothing with their life, but just wise. You know what I mean? Like, so just imagine like back then. You know what I mean? Like they what society would call doing something with your life. Because at the end of the day, in actuality, they was doing what they supposed to do. Most of them women were, just helpmates or helpmeets to their husband. You know what I mean? That's just like I don't know why it popped in my spirit, but that's just like the society would sit up there and say that men of the Lord that's bringing out the truth and doing the videos and doing the work and the will of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, they say we lost our lives because they can't understand. Well, Salaki not lost our lives, but threw away our lives. We're not doing nothing. We crazy. We wasting our lives doing this. But you know what I mean? Like, in actuality, it's nothing in the world but this. You know what I mean? Like, when you take the time to think about it, like, I don't even want to go out no more. You know what I mean? When you take the time to think about, like when I was coming up, yeah, that was kind of cool. But now we live in a day and age. I might go somewhere and, especially nowadays, you be inebriated or something, and you want to say in spirit, oh no, that wouldn't happen, but just too much crazy shit can happen. You know what I mean? You got men mingled with women, and you know what I'm saying, like, and then the thing is, they got so many rights now, and these weak ass niggas that take up for him, like I'm still stuck on something. Not to digress, but that dude I was speaking on earlier, I got to deal with for the next 9 weeks. This motherfucker, such a beta male. He got a. It ain't no fucking females in the class, and he got offended for like women everywhere. Like I wonder when he go home. And then the motherfucker got the audacity to my, well, why is it this? My wife don't call the police on me, but nigga, you a fucking beta male. You subservient to her. Why would she call the police? Like, you can't be that fucking stupid and naive. But you know what I mean. Anyhow, and you gotta, and that's what you get more so of. You got motherfuckers offended by that. Like you as a man, how could you get offended by that? But then you want to tell me on the other breath, well, yeah, I wear the prayers, or she did. I don't believe that shit. You were the type of dude that sit up there with one class you one way, with another class you another way. Because that's how fucking great salesmen sell shit. You know what I mean? But I ain't buying none of that shit. So you keep that. If that worked for you, great. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be subservient in your, because that is the way to happiness in fucking punk ass America. You know what I mean? You gotta be. I was just watching that shit at a fucking. I went to Popeyes today, man. You know what I mean? I try not to eat that shit, but once in a while, well, it's kind of cheap in the vicinity. I go buy that shit. You know what I mean? So I bought some today. Because you really ain't supposed to eat it for real, for real. But at the same time, I ate some. I'm not, but the point of the matter is, so it's a guy and a lady there, and they, waiting on their order. Whatnot. They talking, obviously they a couple, whatever. And it was so funny because they having their whole little like trying to show you how everything is like she like, yeah, honey, he like, yeah, babe, and then she like, well, we should go get some fish. So he look at me, but I ain't really trying to look at him. But you know how you see somebody in the corner of your eye. So I see him looking at me. So he like, yeah, we'll about the fish. We'll sit back and we think on it, and then we decide. You know what I mean? Trying to make it seem like he running the show, right? So then he go sit down. He tell her, he literally like, oh baby, about time to take a seat. She like, oh, so if you take a seat, then I gotta come over there and wait for you to get up. No, you gotta stand up. I say, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like this, man, real shit. So you know what I'm saying? And he did it, but he seen he was embarrassed, so he left out and went to the store. I mean, and he never came back in the store afterward. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, my God, I can't wait. Call hello Yahweh by Yashim Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rahak Wadash Barakatah. Because like I said, what people don't even realize on this much, like I don't keep. I mean, this month, no, even if the government just started back up, ain't nobody getting no fucking food. You don't know if he purposely did that just to bring the crime rate up, so he could kick in martial law. You don't know why the fuck he alive. Come on, man. They're like the first time in history they done gave you your fucking food stamps a month ahead. You might as well chuck it like there ain't no food stamps no more. Salakia. I ain't mean to digress go all off. It's just that shit pissed me off because it's like you ever been to the only like you, say for instance you in a car and you the only person that see the car about to crash and you try to tell the motherfucking driver and the other people it's a car you about to crash and the motherfucker just doing everything but you know what I mean, like I hate looking. Bear with me for a second. There's a few scriptures. Salaki for that. There's a few scriptures about different boundaries that the Most High set up, but it's one that was in the Psalms that I'm looking for. That He set up a boundary that you couldn't pass. That's why they can't get all the way out into, you know, the solar. I mean, that's why they had to fake the moon landing and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, these people, like I said, that's their biggest weapon is they deceit. You know what I mean? Their lies. You know what I mean? Because a lie can be a weapon. You know what I mean? You ever, I've seen people tell a lie because they wanted the person to get fucked up, so they told somebody one thing, and they can, I guess, get to the person or beat the person up that they wanted to beat up, so they told somebody else something. They got, you know what I mean? Lies are powerful. Um, this is the book of Psalms 104:9. Thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. So at the end of the day, the Most High has set a limit, just like its boundaries on. That's why the sea doesn't just wash all over the, you know what I mean, all the way up into, onto to dry land to a certain extent. Now, don't get me wrong, you got floodings, because of certain boundaries where, like say for instance, you got all this frozen ice, and then when that melts into the river or whatnot, that can cause flooding because it's already at a certain sea level. But as far as the water is a boundary on certain things. You know what I mean? There's enough scriptures that speak on that. Salakia, it, I was speaking on the retinas, the artificial retinas. This supervision in turn may prove invaluable on the. Yeah, I said I was gonna skip all that because of the fact that Esau. I just read the scripture. It's a boundary. You're not gonna live after Esau. I'm gonna start here. This type of tech. Here go one. Another application of supervision will be telescopic and microscopic vision. Tiny special lenses will enable us to see distant objects or minuscule objects in cells without having to lug around bulky telescopes and microscopes. This type of technology may also give us the power of telepathy and telekinesis. Already, it is possible to create a chip that can pick up our brain waves, decipher some of them, and then transmit this information to the internet. For example, my colleague Stephen Hawkins, who suffers from ALS. Now, this was, this says made in 2018, published in 2018. But Stephen Hawkins, I thought was dead. Uh, um, who suffers from ALS, has lost all motor functions, including the movement of his fingers. Today, a chip has been placed in his glasses that can pick up brains that are sent to the laptop and computer. In this way, he can type messages mentally, albeit slowly. Wow. So if he, and that's the spirit too, because I remember one of the brothers talking about they bet you that motherfucker got a chip in him or it's fake. Because they was like, well, gee, how the fuck is he talking when in that computer voice? That dude probably been had a chip. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was like either it's a mind fuck by Esau, what I mean? Or he got a chip. If he got chips in his glasses, best believe the motherfucker got chips in his fucking brain. From there, it is a short step to telekinesis, the ability to move objects with the mind. Using this same technology, one can connect the brain directly to a robot or other mechanical device that can then execute our mental commands. It's easy to imagine that in the future, telepathy and telekinesis will be the norm. And just imagine that, because then if Esau got some shit like that, what would he need you to be in his enforcer for? He's clearly, like, look at the McDonald's, like, he just eliminated a whole well, not the whole workforce, but a lot of them employees when you had, because McDonald's pretty busy, I don't eat the shit, but, I remember back in the day, it'd be maybe 6 registers open because it'd be that busy. Now, I've been in there maybe like the last 2 weeks, it's like 1 register, you know what I'm saying? And then they got that little kiosk thing, you know what I'm saying? So what would he need, a human police officer for if he could telekinetically or telepathically control a robot to, like how that movie, what was that, Elysium? They had the robots that was enforcers, on Earth, and will interact with machines by sheer thought. Our mind will be able to turn on lights, activate the internet, dictate letters, play video games, communicate with friends, call for a car, purchase merchandise, conjure any movie, all just by thinking. Astronauts of the future may use the power of their minds to pilot their spaceships or explore distant planets. Cities may rise from the deserts of Mars, all due to master builders who mentally control the work of robots. Of course, this process of enhancing ourselves is not new, but has been happening for all of human existence. Throughout human history, we see examples of how humans have used artificial means to enhance our power and influence Clothing, tattoos, makeup, hairdresses, ceremonial robes, feathers, glasses, hearing aids, microscopes, headphones, etc. In fact, it seems to be a universal feature of all human societies that we take her, Salakia, that we try to take her with our bodies, especially to increase our chances of reproductive success. The difference, however, between enhancements may be the key. Salaki. The difference, however, between enhancements of the past and the future is that as we explore the universe, enhancements may be the key to surviving in different environments. In the future, we might live in the mental age where our thoughts control the world around us. I'm going to stop there.